Are you tired of analyzing docs for work? Do you want to study more efficiently? Are you tired of taking notes? You just need some summaries, insights, and get them fast. This video is just what you need. Get hands on AI tools and boost your productivity. Here are 3 tools to get personal knowledge assistance. Let's get on with it. So the first question is, what are these tools we are going to discover? Let's get into the first one. It's called NotebookLM. It is an AI research assistant powered by Google's most capable model, Gemini 1.5 Pro, or we can say it is a notebook-style document chatbot. It can serve as a research assistant, information. It can transform information to insight. It can also get inline citations of the document analyzed, and you can access the tool from the URL I listed here. Then let's take a look at OpenWebUI. It is an open source tool which allows you to run various large language models in local environment. It can also link with Ollama and other OpenAI compatible APIs. Or we can call it a web UI style chatbot. It can be deployed in local environment free of charge. It is open source and you can access from this URL. Now let's take a look at Chatgpt. Of course, now Chatgpt is the most famous chatbot tool to the public, and it has the industry leading models to allow you to complete different tasks. It is a market leader now. They host some leading models in the platform. You can access via this URL, and they also have an application so you can access. Another question is, why do we need these tools? Sometimes we find the document is too long and we don't have time to thoroughly read every word, or we just want to summarize a long information. Sometimes we also want a retrieval tool to get the key information I want, or to ask a question about this document. I also need a personal writer to get a nice structured summary or some of the quotes that I can use directly. And I also want a tool to do the experimentation, to understand the large language model and to understand how different structure of large language model could work and benefit my use case. Then let's see how. How do we use these tools in practice? I'm going to take one example that I explore the Hugging Face space and dig deeper into the document behind. We're going to first of all find this Hugging Face space to play with, and then I have some question. I want to know more about it. I start to explore. Eventually, with all these tools, I can understand better about the background, about the theory, about the research of this demo of tools in Hugging Face. As you can see here, I go to Hugging Face Spaces page. I find the first tool. It's called Office 1.6 Gemma 2 9B. It is actually a chatbot interface which allows you to input an image and also text message as a combined prompt and get results. But from the interface here, I cannot understand the backstory, the research, and the paper behind it. So first of all, I go to the GitHub to see GitHub page, the code, and the descriptions of this project. I find their paper link, so I go inside and check this paper. To understand this paper, no matter which is your level of understanding of large language model, you might prefer to read all the documents, read every words, and get your idea about what they are doing, a theory, and if it could be useful for you. You can also use other tools to summarize. So personally, I always prefer to summarize the document, get some insight, then go back to read the documents. In here, you can download the paper as PDF and further analyze it. This is the paper, download it as PDF. Later, you are going to see I'm going to use different tools to analyze this paper. There are different ways to upload this document. You can upload the PDF to the tool, like to Chatgpt or OpenWebUI, or you can just copy the link of this PDF, like to NotebookLM. For detail of how to prepare these tools, please check my other videos. Now let's take a look at the results of NotebookLM. So after importing the URL of this document, it first gets insight. As you click the notebook guide, you're going to see the insight. But here I'm going to show you some of the Q&A process because I want to get some information from it. So I ask several questions. After loading the document, I ask, what does this paper talk about? Use simple language. It actually summarizes this document and make a very detailed citations to every part. So if you click the number 1 citation, it will show you the corresponding part on the left-hand side. It is very thorough and very detailed. And you can see it actually captures the details of this document and show you its summarizations. As you can see, the left-hand side is the citation part of this paper. Right-hand side is the Q&A interface. Now I'm showing you the whole answer from the NotebookLM. If you are interested, please read through these texts. But as my understanding, they are very thorough and include all the necessary details for me to understand this paper. And you can see here the breakdown of the content is very structured. First of all, you have an overview, then it tells you how this project works. And until here, we are still looking at the answer to the first question. It has also shown you how does this project or this model perform, what are the limitations, and so on. Then I ask it to show the steps of the works done. It actually shows all the necessary steps, which I think is very close to the original paper contents and already covered most of the points that I'm interested in. Then I ask another question, which background knowledge should I have to understand this paper? It gave me a list of the things I should know. Very importantly, it mentioned the multimodal large language model first because that is most close to the subject discussed in this paper. Then further about the natural language processing, it does not jump to large language model, but it goes to the natural language processing topic. You can also see the other details as listed here. Then ask another question. What does the paper talk about? Use simple language. The reason I ask the question again is to let you understand. Whenever you talk to a large language model, you ask the same question for as many times as you like, the output will be different. So the key is that if your question is well answered and well evidenced by the background story, by the related documents, I think you already get to understand the information or the documents. Let's take a look at OpenWebUI. So with this tool, I actually tested 3 different models. I'm using Grok API because at this moment, for developer, it is free, and I can change the models I use. I used the Llama 3 70B model to get the first answer, then Llama 3.2 90B text preview model, then Llama 3.2 11B text preview model. So I can compare the different results of the Q&A on this paper. And here I just show you the result from the Llama 3.2 90B text preview model. As you can see, sometimes when I utilize this tool to ask a question to a specific model, sometimes it cannot capture my question at the first shot. This could be a problem. With the open source tool, how this tool is parsing the PDF document to get the information and send it to the large language model. As you can see here, it gives me some of the ideas of what this document is about. But as you can see here, it is less focused on the project itself. Some of the descriptions are very general. These descriptions are in general very simplified and in a more general sense. As you can see, I first asked to analyze the doc. It gives a general response. Then I ask how it is done. It actually gives some ideas, but it is not as precise, as accurate as NotebookLM. And you can see which background knowledge should I have to understand this paper. It gives me some list of topics I should learn first and it goes from NLP to the different parts. But you see, in the NotebookLM, it started from the most close one, and most specific one is multimodal large language model. So the approach is different. And I asked again about what this paper talks about. Of course, it gives another answer. You can see this is just to tell you again, no matter it's closed or open source models, always be careful about asking the same question several times. I also did a video before about the different results from large language model and how you can visualize the difference of these results. Please feel free to check my previous videos. Then let's go to ChatGPT. As you see here, I first attach this document and with my prompt. What does this paper talk about? Use simple language. It captures the key with the model name, obvious, and the model type it is using. Also describe the key challenges the test has done by the author and give a brief summarization. It looks generally good. Then ask about the steps of the works done. It actually gives a more detailed overview of the steps, problem identification, introduction of the model, key innovation. This is a little bit different from the NotebookML. I think the quality of this part about the steps work done is almost the same. Both of the ChatGPT and NotebookLM showed the detailed steps and the general structure of the research. Then asked what background knowledge should I have to understand this paper. It actually goes first to large language model, then go to the multimodal learning. It is different from the NotebookLM. Personally, I still prefer NotebookLM because it points out the most related topic, then go to a higher level and go to the other details. The quality of the ChatGPT results is also higher than the OpenWebUI results I showed you before. Then I asked, what does the paper talk about? Use simple language again. As you can see, for sure, the answer will be different from the first time I asked the same question. Always bear in mind, large language model still has limitations. In the end, it is good to ask another model to evaluate all the results. So I asked Claude. I use the free access model. So I just upload all the chat records and ask it to evaluate. It actually sets up several dimensions to understand the Q&A qualities of different models. We have consistency, clarity, completeness, accuracy, and simplicity. As you can see here, we have highest average score of NotebookLM. As you can see here, it's 4.8 points. And for the OpenWebUI models, we have in general lower average scores. But as you can see, the ChatGPT results is obviously, or as I understand, is better than the Llama model I used, but Claude gives ChatGPT a lower score. So 1 point, we can use another model to evaluate all the results for us to better understand which tool is better for this task. We also need to have our own understanding to better understand the results. If we only rely on Claude, it may have some problem. At least from my personal point of view, I think GPT is now doing a better job than the Llama 3.2 90B model. But again, this test still is not 100% comprehensive because in OpenWebUI, how the tool is parsing the PDF information, how the information is sent to the different models, we still need to further evaluate. But at this moment, I prefer NotebookLM tool to do the analysis for me. Then in the end, which model should I choose to my specific use case? First of all, we need to consider expense. Which one is free? Which one I need to pay subscription fee? Then I should focus on my use case. As I said, I need to understand what is the objective what is the task I want to accomplish, what is the result I want to get. And we need to understand the answer, the usefulness of the answer. Is it too general, too specific, deviate from my objective? We need to evaluate. So ChatGPT, it has the closed source models. To use the best models, we need to pay, and it has application and web access. For NotebookLM, we have closed source model. It is free for now, and we can access through the web. For the OpenWebUI, We have the open source models and also some APIs like Grok we can use, and it's free. We can access it using local machine. So in this video, I introduce you different tools to do the document information analysis. I wish they could be useful for you for your future exploration of large language model, of the AI tools, and please bear in mind, do some tests of different tools, understand your personal use case, and find the best solution for you. I wish you like this video. If you like my video, please give it a like. Feel to share my video. If you want to see more contents like this, feel free to subscribe. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye bye.